Support for 100 Watts and a Wire is brought to you by 100wattsandawire.com. To subscribe to the show, simply click the RSS feed. While you're there, apply for your free 100 Watts ID and learn how you can help make 100 Watts and a Wire listener supported. Click the donate page and pick the option that works best for you. We've got a traveling toolkit, 100 Watts and a Wire gear, and more. That's 100wattsandawire.com. And ICOM. Heard it, worked it, logged it. It is time to get the transceiver that is best suited for your lifestyle. ICOM offers a variety of high-performance and innovative products. See how you can make the most out of contest season with ICOM. And LDG. LDG automatic tuners are built with industrial quality components for safety, durability, and long life. LDG microprocessors run state-of-the-art matching firmware to find a match in seconds. For more information, visit ldgelectronics.com. And BioNO Power, offering the best performance lithium iron phosphate batteries for your ham radios. Visit bionopower.com. That's BIOENNOPOWER.com. Or contact dealers nationwide.
And now, from Grid Square Echo Mike 48, this is 100 Watts and a Wire.
Yes, sir, it's Christian Kilo Zero Sierra Tango Hotel, and I am trying to burn off the crud off the pipes. We are up and at 'em early. And I am recording early, but I have as close as the mic is to my face is a cup of coffee. Hold on. Now, when I hear the brothers and sisters talking, mostly the brothers, talking on single sideband on the HF radio, and they say, I'm going to go and start me another pot of coffee. I feel like I just need to walk right over there and say, man, that is awesome. That sounds delicious. It could be 3 in the afternoon, 8 o'clock at night. I'm going to go get me another cup of coffee. I'll come with you. It just is something. Let's be candid. I'm addicted to the coffee. I mean, I have to be. I think it's delicious. I bought this Yeti mug at the Dayton Hamvention in Xenia, Ohio this year, and I love it. I don't know how many ounces it is. I'm going to say 20. Keeps the coffee hot, and they're not a sponsor. Keeps the coffee hot as a mother. And I find that I drink less coffee because I can keep this amount of coffee hot for longer periods. Used to be your boy would pour a cup of coffee and it would go cold. Reheating coffee, running around. Do I buy a microwave to keep my coffee hot? Hot plate? Should I get a hot plate? Well, finally got myself one of these, I don't know what's in it, how it keeps everything so hot for so long, but boy, it works. Treat yourself right now. Let's take a sip together. No slurping. Don't slurp, man. Mouth noises freak me out. Just like this might freak you out. How's everybody doing? I've spent the last week exclusively listening to the Drake TR7. Now, many of you may not know, oh man, we're 179 episodes in, probably a little bit more than that. It got wacky in the beginning. I don't know. Things got numbered. It was so casual. This podcast becomes such a Let's take another drink of coffee. Treat yourself, friend. Yes. The podcast began as some more coffee. Go on, treat yourself. Don't slurp it. Don't. Where do you think you are? This isn't Asia. You can't just go slurping up noodles like that. This podcast began as a casual adventure. So the numbering and the names of the shows, they didn't even, it was just like, okay, whatever, in the beginning. Then we settled in and finally started to, do a proper numbering system. I used to give them titles which I thought were kind of clever, it sort of was like, ho, 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 and a bottle of snow, or, like that, and that's what it would be called. I'm like, man, we'll forget about this. This happens sometimes. This is episode 179. Just not that clever. To be clever and then cleverly titled. So anyway, we're at episode 179, and early on in my HF career, I had a Drake TR7, and I still do, and I love it. I was advised to get myself a good old dependable radio, and I was encouraged to go for Kenwood and Yaesu and different models. All right. And I see an ad come up for a man who lived in Ohio who knew the Drake family, and his shack was 90-some% all Drake. He was selling the Drake TR7, the speaker, the power supply, and I think it was $600. And I had saved and saved. I had been licensed in 2012, but didn't get on HF for like 3 years. I was trying to figure things out, save some money for an HF rig, the young family, the whole lot. And then I'd seen a Drake come up, and right before that, there was an article in QST about the Drake TR7 and how it has an amplifier that was made specifically for it, the L7, and it has accessories, and it just was a beautiful radio. And I was reading about it, I was like, wow, this is really cool. And in its day, it was top shelf. It was top shelf. I'm waving a hand, as we say, at my Drake brothers and sisters who still run the Drake radios and amplifiers and believe in them like I do. I'm not going to go too deep into the history, but my purchase of the radio was from a guy in Ohio, an old-timer. I haven't spoken to him since, just after a little bit, because I had some questions about operating, and it needed a fuse, and, But I was advised, get yourself a good, maybe solid state. They say, Christian, are you handy? I'm like, I don't know, with the ladies a little. No, smack, no. My wife? No. I mean, yeah, but no. Handy as in, can you fix a tube amp? Because I had read things about Collins, and I was like, wow, they're so gorgeous. They're beautiful. Look at that. But I would hear, look, man, they break from time to time, and you need to repair them. Are you handy? I was like, I guess I'm not. No, not really handy with the ladies either. I'm a wife. Damn it. I've got a lot of problems. Welcome to the show. Not very handy, could not just go in and repair a rig. So I said, well, solid state is good, man. A lot of people who do repair rigs will not crack into a solid state. At least a couple of the guys I know who are renowned for refurbishing, repairing, restoring rigs. All those things mean the same thing. Let's take a drink of coffee. Do you have to go 3 deep into the description? Just say repairing. And repairing is fine. Another drink. They wouldn't crack into these rigs. Just too tight. It's like the new cars, really tight under the hood. An old, Ford or Chevy pick-em-up truck, you can get on in there. Just get your whole body in there and get a grip of that bolt. Nowadays, much harder. Same sort of thing, right? So I go to the Elmer and say, look, man, how come you never mentioned the Drake? There's one for sale, $600, got this A, B, C, and D. And I read an article in QST about the Drake and how it was, the thing, man. It was a great radio. Oh, still is a great radio. I wish they were still in production. I said, well, you didn't mention this. And he says, look, they don't come up for sale that often. And when they do, you got to make sure it's, it's right. And if it's right, then you've got the money, then, pop on it. And I did. And I have to say, some newer, fancier radios came around, and I I popped on those too. And I put the Drake aside for a little bit. Yeah, I turn it on and I'll listen to it. She drifts a little bit and you keep her on for about 40, 45 minutes. She'll settle in fine. But I thought, it's beautiful and I love it. It's my first rig. I worked all DXCC. That is distance. A DX in code would mean distance. In different countries, I worked 100 countries on 100 watts and a wire with this radio. And something beautiful came along, a 7300 came along in my life, and I was like, what is that? It's so small in that scope. It's so sexy. Sexy, yes. Different, absolutely complete cultural change, going from a 40-year-old radio, 41-year-old radio now, to the 21st century is completely different. But I got to encourage you, friends, do not be new hams, especially. Don't think that you just have to buy the new shiny thing. You'll get to that point. Slow down. Don't be afraid to turn on a classic rig. You want to check it out and get some help. Know where it's coming from. Try to figure out what the problems may be. If you can, figure out as much as you can. It's like, buying a used car in some, sense. Figure out what it is, who has owned it, what kind of conditions it has been in. Did the guy smoke in the shack, Was he smoking into the shack and kind of blowing things into the receiver? Roger. Or did he step outside? It makes a difference, I mean, I can't tell you how much of a difference, but, smoking into the gear is going to be a difference. You see that, right? I don't have to go too deep into that. Nothing against smokers, but inside with your machines, it's a difference, okay? Find out the price. Is it working to 100%? Does it have some little, things inside of it that you need to know about? My TR7 does. I have to open it up maybe twice a year and kind of reseat some of these plugs. Now, the very technical Drake lovers who know what I'm talking about. My counter, you can move up and down. I do have an issue, and anyway, but you need to kind of maintain this thing. Get in there and kind of reseat. And it's fine, no big deal. I went in this past week or so and changed a light bulb. I had 2 light bulbs out. One is easy to get to. This is the meter light. Very easy. It's sort of like an automotive small light. I think it's a number 53. I could be forgetting that. I think it's number 53, little bulb. And also the VFO, where you're turning the dial right above that. That is a little bit of a problem for me. That is kind of, you need to take this thing apart to get up in there and kind of maybe resolder the board back together. I'm like, nope. Guess what? I can still see the numbers. The numbers are moving. I can see the meters. I'm going to be cool. So the Drake TR7 at this point, somebody handier than me and with more confidence in the Drake TR7 line can go in there and change that bulb. I cannot. It's in a position where I can't get to it easily, and I would really have to do some removing. And I'm not up for that. I'm afraid I'll hack it up. I love the radio. The audio quality is still fantastic. It is fantastic. Of course, it's different from your SDR radios, but it's fantastic. And I've been listening to the Drake all week exclusively, and have made some contacts. I thought, you know what would be fun? Get back to your roots, dude. Get back to the roots. Go ahead and drop 100 watts on some of these DX entities, different countries. So we worked Cuba, another South American country. I can't remember but made it, man. Made it. Worked Poland. I got a crappy signal report, like a 4.4. I thought my stuff was too bassy, but I was like, okay, whatever, man. It's a D104. Let me, I'll change the battery. But we made the contact, and the D104 is the microphone, and it carries a 9-volt battery underneath, and I hadn't changed that in a long time, so I'm thinking, I better get to doing that. And it feels good, man. It feels good to kind of get back to your roots. And I need to remember to do that from time to time. And I'm thinking now what I may do is start to do like a little pre-net classic radio, pre-net gathering of the willing, check-in sort of / thing. Get on the radio, get on the air with your classic radio. What's classic anymore? I don't know. Let's say 20, 25 years. Many of you are saying, see, child, I'm already on the air, man. I'm talking about we're going to focus a 100 watts in a wire effort to set aside even 30 minutes, maybe a little bit more on the weekend, and get these old rigs on the radio and make contact with one another. Right now, I'm running just 100 watts out of that radio. It is a 100-watt radio for me. It'll give me a little bit more than that, but it's not connected to an amplifier. So listen for that. Let's do that. If that's something that you're interested in, let's gather maybe before the Sunday evening net at 7 o'clock Central Time, and that is when the net kicks off. But maybe from 6:30, 6:15 to the top of the hour, we get those old radios on the air and say hello. Maybe we figure out another time to do it. I know many of you already do it. I want to encourage new hams not to just get glamored by new radios and new technology. You will get there. You will graduate. You will upgrade to it. If you're just getting your license, don't be afraid to pick up an old Kenwood, an old Yaesu, an old ICOM. And if you're handy, look at the Collins lines. Look at the Heathkit. Great radios out there, and they still sound great. They still sound great. The newer rigs will give you a little more notching. So if you've got noise, a newer radio is going to give you an opportunity to sort of notch that out. You can use the filters to sort of move away from the adjacent signal. Now, if you've got a lot of noise or QRM, which is sort of that man-made noise on your frequency, yeah, you're not going to be able. But if there's something close to you on a different adjacent frequency, you can notch that out, or damn near close to it. With your older radios, can't do that as much. But boy, don't be afraid. Go ahead and do it. I love the Drake.
I don't even like Drake.
You don't like the Drake?
I hate the Drake.
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
The Drake is good.
In a land where we're all 20 over, this is 100 watts and a wire.
For the love of the holidays, the IC7610, the SDR every ham wants, and just in time. This high-performance SDR has the ability to pick out the faintest of signals, even in the presence of stronger adjacent signals. The ICOM IC7610 is a direct sampling, software-defined radio that will change the world's definition of an SDR transceiver. How about the IC7300, changing the way entry-level HF is designed? This high-performance, innovative HF transceiver with a compact design will far exceed your expectations. Or the ICR30, raising the bar on DC to daylight receivers. Powerful yet easy to use, the ICR30 is packed full of features you have come to expect from ICOM. Or the perfect stocking stuffer, the ID51A Plus 2. It provides new modes for extended D-Star coverage. You can enjoy integrated GPS, an independent AM/FM receiver, and free Android apps. Visit icomamerica.com/amateur for more information on all ICOM radios.
From wireless to Wi-Fi, this is 100 watts and a wire.
If you've known me long enough, I enjoy the special event stations, and maybe it goes back to the fact that I'm not necessarily a deep rag chewer. I didn't come to HF to kind of set up and call CQ. Now, this isn't to say I don't do this and that I don't enjoy a good old-fashioned rag chew, but I may not be the guy who's calling CQ on 80 meters just to have a rag chew, and that could be because of time. You know, that could be because I've got a young family and time, and when I get in the chair, either I'm listening or I'll get in real quick to work a special event station. And over the weekend, and I don't have audio of this, it was posted on the 100 Watts in a Wire Facebook group where I was mobile and I worked this station. It's WW2SUB in Oklahoma, and they are aboard the USS Batfish. They are WW2SUB. And Emmett, friend of mine from Radio Waves, goes there every year and helps get youngsters on the air. He also helps with antenna support. He sent me some audio from the weekend, kids making contact with kids. I mean grown folks or soon-to-be grown folks making contact with other soon-to-be grown folks.
Kilo, this is Kilo for Papa.
Kilo 4 Papa, this is Whiskey 2, Oscar Kilo, over.
Okay, this is Kilo 4 Papa. We are doing a special event for the disabled American veterans in Bowie, Chapter 86 in Pontotoc, Florida. James Bowie was one of the petty officers, and he was also the bandmaster on the USS Oklahoma. And he was killed on December 7th, 1941. That is 77 years ago to the day at Pearl Harbor. We are remembering him today.
This is? Make your introduction.
This is Madison. I'm 20 years old aboard the USS Batfish for the Memorial of Pearl Harbor.
Thank you for allowing us to
Thank you for allowing us
To participate.
participate in this special event. Over.
Okay, Curacao, and do you want to tell the people, there are a bunch of people here watching, do you want to tell the people about what you're doing and where you are?
So we're inside of World War II, we're inside the USS Batfish of World War II submarine. Go ahead and just tell them what you're doing today and this weekend.
We're inside the USS Batfish, a World War II submarine,
Located.
located in Muskogee, Oklahoma. Over.
Okay, Curacao, well thank you for participating. This is Kilo 4 Papa, and 73.
We have traffic over.
We have traffic.
We do have traffic for your station.
K4P, this is
Yeah. Kilo 4 Papa.
Kilo 4 Papa, we do have traffic for your station. Over.
Okay, this is Kilo 4 Papa. If you guys have the traffic, we will receive it directly from you guys. Entry JUI stand by. We will receive the traffic from you guys. I'll hand the mic back to Hope and get the traffic from you guys. We're ready to copy.
Okay, so make your, go ahead and say just Kilo 4
Kilo 4
Papa.
Papa, standing by, we're ready.
Kilo 4 Papa. This is.
Whiskey 2,
Yeah.
Oscar Kilo, we have a special
Yes, and then just go right
Kilo
on
4
through.
Papa, this is Whiskey 2, Oscar Kilo, we have a special message from the USS Oklahoma Memorial Amateur Radio Club. Prepare to copy. Over.
Okay, we're ready.
Okay, go ahead. Please copy.
Please copy. 2. DAV, James Bowie, Chapter 86. Care of November 3, Juliet Uniform Yankee, via Florida Phone Traffic Net. Greetings from the USS Batfish in honor of the sacrifice made by Chief Petty Officer James Bowie on December 7th, 1941.
Say the word stop.
May his memory be a blessing. Stop. Signed, Madison Brown. Kilo Golf 5, Kilo Yankee Delta, Private, Texas State Guard. God bless America and all of those who serve. Whiskey 2, Oscar Kilo. End of message. Over.
Message received. Thank you very much. Kilo 4 Papa.
I encourage you to work the special event stations like that. And kudos to the experienced amateur radio operators who are serving as mentors, as we call them, Elmers, to get these young people on the air and help them through these contacts so they can feel what it's like. It can be overwhelming. I know people with mic fright. So having a guide there to help you make that contact is like planting a seed. They may not go on to be amateur radio operators or, who knows, but they may. It's important. Help them out and work them. And if you hear young people on the air, be nice, be kind, do what you do. Just don't be a D-bag. And there we hear from the Lee family. They were on the other side of that contact. The young lady you heard there making the contact, I believe, was Hope. They are, as a family, going on a de-expedition. Yeah, they're going to the Dry Tortugas. That's in the Gulf of Mexico. They're going to be operating this coming weekend, so listen for them. They're going to be November 4 Tango. And they plan to run on 80, 40, 20, and 17 single sideband NCW, also FM satellites. So that's coming up. Listen for them. They're also going into an area where they cannot spot themselves, so I am doing this early. Mark on your calendar, December 14th through the 17th, the Dry Tortugas, and listen for them on those bands as November 4 Tango.
When in doubt, hang 'em high. This is 100 watts and a wire.
Have you seen the new MFJ 2100? It is the Octopus Antenna Hub. It allows you to turn your ham sticks into 4 fully balanced dipoles in minutes. You can mix and match any 4 HF, VHF, UHF bands. For example, you can screw in an 80 and a 40 and a 20 and a 2-meter 440 on opposite sides. Now you have an automatic band switching 5-band dipole. It's the MFJ 2100. It works at any height, low for local NVIS and high for DX. At a fixed height, say 20 to 30 feet, use 80 meters for NVIS and 20 meters for low-angle DX. It mounts on any mast up to 1 inch in diameter. You can use fiberglass poles and a tripod, and you're on the air. Something to think about if you have limited space, HOAs, or on field day, camping. It has a single coax feed and a built-in ballon. It is the MFJ 2100. Check it out at mfjenterprises.com. That's mfjenterprises.com. And Max Gain Systems, your source for fiberglass tube and rod. The perfect material for push-up mast, antenna building, and support projects. RF connectors and adapters. Highest quality at lowest prices. Visit them online at mgs4u.com. That's Mike Golf Sugar, the number 4, the U.com.
King Zero, shake the house on 100 watts and a wire.
Okay, friends, I'm going to make this my final. I want to remind you about the sustaining member benefit. Christmas is here, so a good opportunity, a feel-good piece, will be to donate $25 to this show. The development, the production, distribution of this show goes directly for that, but you also get a benefit, and the benefit is a discount from any of the participating companies in the Sustaining Member Program. Visit 100wattsandawire.com, click the donate page to learn more. Also, you can visit the shop. Christmas is here. You can get your sweatshirts now. The weather's broken. I told you what old man winter has done to this table. Nuts everywhere. 18 degrees over the weekend. Thought about splitting wood. The splitter said, nah, I don't know. I don't know. May need a spark plug. I couldn't get it to turn over. Some. Also at the website, 100wattsandawire.com. Click on the shop. You can go into the store. Get yourself a 100 Watts and a Wire t-shirt. Either logo, the vertical or the horizontal. I created I didn't create it. We created it with a designer to do the vertical and the horizontal to give us some more options. If you like it, dig it, go in there. It helps the show. It's great, looks good, and you'll get it fast. All right? That's it from here. Man, we're getting closer to Christmas. I hope you are all enjoying the season. If I don't hear you on the radio, we will come back and we'll do something next week, and then we get into the Christmas season. So we're kind of winding down the year, but we will be here for you. Make sure you tell your friends about the show. Click the and subscribe to the RSS feed. Show them where to find the show. The old timers seem to go to the website to listen to it. The younger crowd will go and have it sent to any of their devices through their favorite podcasting service. Doesn't matter. Teach somebody where we are. Let them know about the community and that we're welcoming. It's all right not to know everything. I sure don't. I appreciate you and all your support throughout this year. We'll come back and do it again next week. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your family, each other. And by all means, if you can, please try and stay above the noise.
To join the 100 Watts in a Wire community, visit 100wattsinawire.com.